Yeah, man, you're a beacon when you get on semen retention. You are a beacon, and people start creeping. They're already starting to plot. You know, you can feel it, you can sense it in your bones, but it's something they won't stop. And I always like to cause this awareness, guys. I always like to cause this awareness for you guys to let you know, to let you simply know that like you can't avoid this on semen retention. There are such things as semen retention side effects, and this is one of the side effects. Maybe this is what this video will be about: is semen retention side effects. One of them, I got my volume turned up a little bit too loud. My bad. One of them is going to be, you're going to be a beacon. You're going to be lighting up, and this will attract, whether you like it or not, good and bad. Okay, good and bad. When I say it attracts good, I mean it attracts people who have good intentions towards you, who see that energy, who see that change and shift that you yourself experience, and they like that. They like that about you, and they and you are built up due to that. And then you get people who don't like that. We all know those types of people who doesn't like another person shining, who just simply gets envious and jealous. Chances are you've come across a person like that. You will be attracting those types of people. Okay, so flesh and blood speaking, it's also the same exact thing with the spiritual realm. Oh yes, there is such thing as a spiritual realm. You will be attracting spirits who are for you, who love you on semen retention, who love you doing the will of God, and they will be there to encourage you and uplift you and protect you and guard you. Those are God's angels. Then you have the opposite realm. You have the wicked spirits who are Satan's agents, and they are seeing you light up and shine, so they're like, okay, we need to stop this. We need to put him back to sleep in the matrix. So that's a side effect, guys. Do not be ignorant of this. Do not be surprised when this happens. Don't expect bad all the time. You always only expect good. When you only expect good and you only start thinking good things, then those will be the only things that are worthy or have any value in your giving your energy to, or to receive such things, right? It becomes so apparent where all you think about is like when you're renewing your mind in the Bible, you start thinking about scriptures in your subconscious, even like you might even start having dreams eventually about like good, happy things, like when you were a child. You probably had a lot of fun, adventurous, flying dreams. That can all come back as you renew your mind, but it takes a while because of the years of damage that you have done. So in patience, you can get that back. You can reclaim that mind, that mindset, that soul that you yourself have corrupted over time, guys. It's plain simple, hard, cold truth. But yes, this is a process of reversing to whatever extent. I'm not going to say we can't ever completely, but there is a process of reversal. So yeah, man, yeah, that's one side effect. Let me try to think of another side effect here. Okay, I got one. You will be gaining a lot of energy. This is something that the human body has probably not been used to, because pretty much everybody has secretly joined themselves with this type of sin, and it's something that nobody talks about. Like on YouTube, for example, the Christian semen retainers, very few and far in between. Like just a couple, man, literally a couple. This is why, one reason why I'm realizing that my videos only get, a handful of views. Other people who are a lot more popular, they still only get, a couple hundred views. So that tells you a lot. You got music videos and other nonsense getting billions of views. Billions, right? Hundreds of millions of views. So this is world mindset numbers versus, will of God numbers. So that's why it says, it's very few find it. Jesus himself said, few find life. So it makes you think. You got all these people, when you do statistics and studies and you say, hey, how many people are Christians? It's like 80%, 70%, something like that. I mean, it's so easy to say words. Hey, I'm a Christian. Hey, I'm this. I'm that. Oh, I love you. And oh, blah 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 blah. So easy to just spit stuff out of your mouth. You know what I mean? But it's true that few people find life. But going back to the side effect about you will be gaining a lot of energy. It's like, how is this a problem? Well, you're going to go through a stage, through a phase, and it might last a while. It might last a while, but you will be losing sleep because you're just going to have energy. And there will be times where you will realize that you can be busting butt, you can be working, because you hear people say you just need to exert that energy, which is true. It is good because when you get energy, use energy. But there will still be like some sort of like a mental block. You know what I mean? Of like, I don't want to go to sleep. I got too much to do or something like that. I think this is a phase shift, but it is a side effect. I believe it is a temporary side effect though. Some people struggle with this for a long time. Some people can get over it in a month or two, where they start to balance out and get really, really good natural deep sleep without having to take any pills or medicine or anything like that, and everything becomes more stable. So that's the good news about all these side effects, is they don't last forever. The only thing that probably does last a while is that first one I talked about, because you will, as you retain, you're going to be a beacon, eventually what I've started to experience is like the mindset shift on both sides. Like the good side is going to be more encouraging towards you, and it's going to help lift you up, like in motivation and encouragement, because you're gonna get to a point in on semen retention sooner or later where you will realize, like I realized, that like the whole world is just like infested with demons, and they're just all asleep in the matrix, even though they're all walking around doing their business, being busybodies, this, that, and the third, everything, just caring about their lives. It's something that you will see, and it's like you sometimes feel like not alone, because you're not truly alone as a child of God, but you just feel like, man, there's not many people on this path. There's not many people who truly walk this line, and it's like, man, it makes you want to like look and search for other people who are just like you. And there are, and I found some people, not in real life yet. I mean, as far as like personal conversations, but there's people on YouTube who are just like me, and it gave me great comfort. But yeah, that's probably the only thing that lingers as far as the side effect. Those are the main two side effects that I experienced. And that's something that we're just going to have to get over, with like semen retention attracting the dark side. Because how this works, guys, what I like to view it as is it is a force. And, it's just like Star Wars, man. It's just like Star Wars. You can use this force that you obtain for dark or for light activity and lifestyle choices. Now, we know that the light always prevails. So if somebody's on semen retention and they're using it for the dark side, and someone's on semen retention and they're using it for the side of light, but nonetheless, we have God. They have themselves, Satan's Bible is basically self-worship, self-glorification, self-power. Our power comes, and we draw our power from God, the one who created all things, while we're on semen retention. So this is where like God and his angels come in, and how we can prevail. We just got to stay plugged in and stay tuned in to God daily, just as much as we need to eat every single day. This is another thing. I'm talking about it again, guys, on semen retention today on this video, man. You have to stay plugged in. You have to keep your mind renewed, because one day, man, just one day, it's like one day is all it takes to trip you up. It's a fine line. Eventually you learn to relax and you learn to be at peace on this path, but nonetheless, it's like you just got to continually train that body, discipline that mind, because it wants to go wayward all the time. You give it a chance. You give a wild beast a chance. You say, okay, I think I trained him. I had him in this cage for a long time. I'm gonna let him out and just see how he behaves, and just see if he's okay. See if he's gonna do what I say. See if he's calm. But the second you let that wild beast out, you give it one whole day, you'll realize that you didn't do nothing. But the secret is to keep the beast locked in. So he's gonna. I got to that point in the symbolism. I got to that point on semen retention, And you can get to it when you come to the realization. You just put it in submission, you know, by self-control. But that beast, you lock it up, it's gonna cry out, you know, it's gonna want to be free. By free, I mean it's gonna beg you for you to give in to your sensual pleasures, right? Before, it was demanding, and almost like you didn't have a choice. You were just totally dragged, like, oh man, I just can't help it. I can't help it. It's too powerful. It's too strong. Well, that was that lower beast mentality, that sensual pleasure, the carnal nature, the flesh and blood nature, leading you and guiding you by its own will. You know, so that's that dark side. You know, they have no control over their body. They're totally at the whims of their flesh. You know. But we're called to control our body, to put it under submission, to discipline it as a disciple of God, to discipline. Those two words go very well together. Discipline and disciple. You know, think about that. You know, if you want to be my disciple, Jesus says, if you want to be my disciple, you know, if you want to follow me, what do we need to do? You know what I mean? And Paul talks a lot about it. He went into detail about this. So. Use semen retention, the energy that you get, for the light, for the benefit of others, and drawing closer to God, and bringing heaven on earth. You know what I mean? Bringing heaven on earth and pushing back the dark. And when more people come on board with this, there will be a global change, a global evidence change towards the positive side. The problem is waking up the people. You know, remember Morpheus and Neo walking down the street in New York, I'm guessing, or some city. He's saying the Matrix is a system, Neo. All those people, he said, were trying to wake up, everybody. So it was just two people versus everybody else going the other way, right? So everybody else was going one way. How many people were going the opposite way, going upstream, going upriver? You know, you just symbolize that as everybody's headed down the path of hell. And there was a lot of people. But Neo and Morpheus were the ones who were waking up, and they went the opposite way. You see how many people bumped into him? How many people just totally just ignored? You know, you can imagine like Neo and Morpheus screaming out, yelling out to the masses. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't care. Hey, you know, this is the path of life. Go the other way. You got to do a 180. Come this way. Nobody would care. I got to do it. I got to work. You know, living in the matrix, for the system. You know, I'm looking at layer 2 on this, because it's not necessarily going to your job or not going to your job. Although that's definitely like a form of slavery, but we won't go there. But yeah, just stay awake, guys. Stay awake. You know, it's not all from semen retention and for that, but it's something that can keep you and help keep you, man, keep you going in this life. And it'll help push you forward in God using you in other ways, you know. So yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna talk about today, guys. Day 19, feeling pretty good, pretty chill. Hope you guys are doing good, man. Yeah, we'll just see you on another video, guys, probably tomorrow. Peace.